Hey kids, it's Mr. Fly here. Now you may remember I recently got as a long-term loan the brilliant Zero DSR electric bike. Well, I'm sad to report that the worst has happened. I've only gone and crashed it. Stick around, stay tuned, I'll tell you what happened. Okay, well, as you can possibly imagine, I'm absolutely gutted about this. I really love the Zero DSR, and I was very grateful to the guys up at Zero for lending me the bike. As far as I know, it was their newest demonstrator. It might even be their only company demonstrator. It's a small company in this country, and I've only gone and totaled it. Absolute nightmare. I mean, nothing hideously spectacular, but I've done enough damage to make the bike unrideable, basically. So I'm really sorry for that, and I'm afraid it means the long-term review and all the rest of the stuff that I was planning to do is going to have to wait. But anyway, what I'll do is I'll take you over to the bench, and using some clever props, I'll show you exactly what happened. Okay, having now re-looked at this setup, maybe it's not as clever a prop as I thought it was, but anyway, using this no expense spared high-tech AV device and prop, I'll explain to you what happened when I was out on the bike on Sunday. It was a lovely day, relatively dry on the roads, maybe a little bit greasy on the roads, but nothing too terrible. I thought it was dry, hence why I went out. Just out on the back roads, enjoying riding the bike, enjoying, you know, the feeling, the silence. It was absolutely great. Didn't have my camera on, I was just out to enjoy the ride and get to know the bike a bit more. So I was coming up to a junction. Let me shift the camera and I'll show you what happened. So here we go. You have to imagine this model CRF is the Zero. Basically, I was coming down this B road, nothing too fancy. I was going to turn left down here. I came round here as normal. Everything was fine at this point. Just as I went to accelerate away, wound on the throttle as you do, the back just slid right the way around from under me, and the bike ended up in that sort of position, and I ended up on the deck underneath it, and that was it. So I think, as I say, the roads looked pretty dry, but there are little bits of gravel around. Maybe they're a little bit greasy still with all the salt and stuff that's been on it. But all I know is I ended up laying on the deck, and I saw the bike sort of skidding off down the road, and it was all very horrible. All right, let me show you the bike. Okay, so I know what you're thinking. It doesn't look too bad, and I agree superficially it doesn't. But look a little bit closer, and there is a fair bit of damage that unfortunately I've done to the bike. I'll shift the camera and I'll show you the bits that I've damaged and see what you think. So first thing then, the mirror. I mean, this is probably mostly dirt to be honest, but there are some scrapes in there, so it's a mirror to be replaced at least. Next, bar end and grip. This is what took the brunt when I slid down the road. This is what hit the deck first, together with the mirror, I guess. And as you can see, this has all got completely scuffed up, and it's chewed this up really horrible, so definitely going to need a new handlebar and grip. Moving down the bike then, just here the decals, look where it says Zero DSR, these are all scraped and nasty. Again, actually they act a bit like a crash bung, but they're going to need replacing. The front left indicator, I've obviously broken the glass on there. This is all disintegrated, so it's going to need a new indicator. And then down at the bottom here, look, scratches on this panel, so this panel's going to be needing to replace as well. Also a little scrape on the front mudguard here where that touched the ground. But by far the worst is the handlebars. Let me show you those. Okay, now it's quite hard for me to get the camera position, but can you see on the handlebars, look, they're bent. The right hand side is kind of bent upwards and the left hand side is normal. So it's going to need some new handlebars. Let's see if I can move the camera. Can you see how that right hand side is not aligned with the left? When I rode the bike back, basically I was riding with my hands akimbo, just to keep the bike straight, so it's definitely going to need some new handlebars as well. And just now examining the bike in the garage, I've just noticed there's this little ding here on the light unit as well, so this is probably going to need replacing as well. So there we are, that's pretty much what happened. Absolutely gutted, as I say. I mean, there is some good news in the whole story, and that is, of course, that I'm absolutely fine. That doesn't help the guys at Zero. But I was quite amazed because I went down with a fair old whack, and you know how time slows down when these things are happening. I sort of, as I was falling off the bike, I sort of thought this is going to really hurt. And also as I saw the bike sliding along the road, I thought that's going to be expensive. Not a great feeling to have. But as I hit the deck and slid along after the bike, it kind of went through my mind how good my kit was in that nothing hurt at all. And then when I did finally come to rest and got up again, I just kind of wondered what I'd broken. But luckily, you know, luck would have it, nothing broken. I hurt my elbow a bit, but I came off it, Sunday? It's now Tuesday when I'm recording this. So I've got full movement. It just aches a bit and my shoulder hurts a bit, but it's getting better. I think I just overextended it or something. So that, I guess, is the good news, and I'm personally obviously thankful for that, but just feel terrible for the guys at Zero. The only other thing that was damaged was my helmet, actually, which was this one. As I wasn't filming at the time, I was wearing the the Rafa 11, which is one of my favourite helmets. It's just dinged the visor here, just scratched that as well. But again, lucky for me, I mean, this saved my bacon. If I wasn't wearing this, or if it was not a full face helmet, obviously my head must have smacked the deck at some point. That would have been, you know, possibly my nose or my chin. So definitely the helmet there saved my bacon as well. So what's my sort of takeaway thoughts from this whole situation then? Well, I suppose it just goes to show you that you have to be careful whenever you're out on the bike, even if you're, you know, riding sensibly. I think I was riding sensibly. I was doing no more than 15, 20 miles an hour. I've taken that corner hundreds of times, possibly thousands of times before, never had an issue. It does make me wonder whether it's the torque on this that caused a bit of the problem, because the back wheel spun up and slid off. And I mentioned in that initial video that I thought this bike was a bike that definitely needed traction control. You know, you could argue that might have saved me had it had that, but I can't blame the bike. I mean, I just came off the thing. So yeah, be careful out there, folks, is all I can say. All right, try and learn from my mistakes if you can. I hope there's been of some interest. Of course, it means that the other reviews on this bike are going to be delayed, if indeed they happen. I hope they do. The guys at Zero are going to get the bike recovered to the nearest dealer and get the repairs done. And then I'm hoping, fingers crossed, thumbs up, I'm hoping they're going to let me borrow the bike again so I can finish off doing the reviews. But I entirely understand if they don't want to do that. But thanks for all the questions on the previous video. I'll save those up when we get back to revisit the Zero again, which I hope we do later in the summer. Okay, that's it for now. Look forward to speaking to you again soon. Till then, this has been the Mr. and Fly. Cheerio.